Today is a big and important day in what has become a big and important session. Starting in January, when we had on our first legislative day a historic package of electoral reforms that are going to make it easier for millions of New Yorkers to cast their ballot. We have protected women's rights. We have enacted responsible gun laws. We have protected victims of child sex abuse. We have, for the first time in 8 years, allowed the letters LGBT and Q to be uttered on this floor again, thanks to Senator Hoylman. This is great work. We have enacted critical criminal justice reforms. And we have a week to go where you'll see more important progress made in this state. But none of those things is more important than what we're doing at this moment. For decades, the tenants in New York have been on the short end of the conversations in this chamber. When the rent laws were up for renewal, there was a different majority that cared about different things and had different priorities, and sought to use the expiration of these laws as a cudgel against the people who rent in this state to open up more loopholes, to deregulate apartments. I heard some of my good colleagues, as Senator Skoufis would say, talk about how proud they were that we were on some slide towards deregulation, when all that means is that hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers are being displaced at a faster and faster rate. Well, today, we start pushing back in the other direction. There is a housing affordability crisis in parts of our state, where people are being pushed out of their homes. Homelessness is growing as a result. And it seems like all some people can care about is how to make sure that some of the richest people in our state are making even more money. Well, we are a majority that cares about working people, people who are struggling to pay their rent. And today, we are enacting the strongest tenant protections this state has had since these laws were enacted. And what's more, we're going to make them permanent so that no one can use it to extort concessions again. Because it is time to break the wheel of how Albany functions. And it's time to say that everything the people of this state have hated about Albany for so long is over. We do things here not as a trade for something else, but because it's the right thing to do. And so to the legislators that worked on this, so many in the majority, of course, our leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, most of all, but Senator Kavanaugh, Senator Myrie, people like Senator Krueger, who has been fighting this fight for many, many years, I say thank you. But most of all, to the tenants who were in this Capitol for so many years and yet felt like it wasn't a place of their own. This public building, they felt was working against them. I know many of them are in this room today. They should be proud of what they have done, including my good friends from Woodside, who I know are up here in the chamber. But today we say that this state government stands for working people, stands for those who are struggling to make it, and we take big steps today, and they're not our last steps, because we have more to do. We have more to do to protect our tenants, and we have more to do to protect all New Yorkers across this state. I proudly cast my vote in the affirmative, Mr. President. Thank you.